Your chest has been tight all week, hasn't it? That strange vibration humming beneath your skin, pulsing through your nervous system like electricity looking for a place to land. You've been waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning with your heart racing, your mind flooded with visions of futures you haven't lived yet, possibilities you can't quite name. And maybe you've tried to dismiss it, tried to convince yourself it's stress or caffeine or overthinking. But deep in your bones, in the part of you that remembers lifetimes before this one, you know exactly what this is. The universe is recalibrating your entire operating system. On January 31st, 2026, as the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars form a rare 4-planet convergence in Aquarius, while Neptune freshly settles into Aries for the first time in over 160 years, a cosmic frequency shift, so massive, so reality-altering happens that by the time you finish reading this, you'll understand why everything in your life has been building toward this exact moment. This is not metaphor, this is molecular transformation. The old world is dissolving in real time and you are standing at the threshold of a completely new timeline. You didn't randomly click on this video today. Your higher self, the part of you operating from dimensions beyond linear time, literally guided your consciousness to this exact transmission because what's unfolding on January 31st requires preparation, awareness, activation. And if you're feeling this pull, if something inside you recognized the energy signature of this message before you even started watching, then you're one of the souls chosen to navigate this shift consciously rather than being swept along by forces you don't understand. The Aquarius stellium doesn't whisper, it rewrites. And with Neptune now burning through Aries, igniting the collective dream field with warrior fire, the cosmic architecture supporting your old identity is being dismantled at quantum speed. 3 zodiac signs in particular will experience this transit as a complete spiritual resurrection, a death and rebirth happening so fast that by February you won't even recognize the person you were in December. Before we go deeper into this awakening, if you're feeling this frequency shift in your body right now, leave a like and subscribe so the algorithm knows you're tuned into these cosmic activations. And drop a comment saying, "I claim this Aquarius upgrade," to anchor this transmission into your energy field. Let's dive in. January 31st marks one of the most concentrated bursts of Aquarian energy we'll experience this decade. The Sun sits at approximately 11 degrees, Aquarius, Mercury at around 9 degrees, Venus near 11 degrees, and Mars at roughly 2 degrees, all traveling through the sign of the water bearer, the cosmic revolutionary, the frequency of the future. But this isn't just any Aquarius transit. Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, and total transformation, has been stationed in early Aquarius since late 2024, permanently marking this sign with underworld energy. Every planet that passes through Aquarius now must cross through Pluto's gates, must surrender something of the old self, must die to be reborn into higher frequency. By January 31st, all 4 personal planets have made this journey through Hades. They've each been dismantled, reconstructed, uploaded with new codes, and now they're moving as a unified field, the cosmic battalion marching toward the future with single-minded purpose. This is the stellium that breaks timelines. This is the convergence that shatters the illusion of who you thought you had to be. Aquarius energy operates on wavelengths most humans can't even perceive. It's the frequency of genius, innovation, rebellion, collective consciousness, humanitarian vision, technological evolution, and radical authenticity. When one planet moves through Aquarius, it upgrades that specific function of your psyche. When 4 planets cluster here simultaneously, your entire operating system gets overwritten. The Sun in Aquarius asks, "Who am I beyond social conditioning, beyond family expectations, beyond the roles I've been playing?" Mercury in Aquarius downloads information from dimensions beyond the logical mind, activating intuitive intelligence, telepathic awareness, and genius-level pattern recognition. Venus in Aquarius revolutionizes how you relate, what you value, who you love, demanding connections built on soul resonance rather than security, chemistry over convention, freedom within intimacy. Mars in Aquarius ignites the courage to act on your most radical visions, to break from the collective trance, to choose the path that terrifies everyone else but makes perfect sense to your soul. Together, these 4 planets create an energetic portal so powerful that stepping through it means you can never return to the version of reality you left behind. But here's what makes January 31st even more intense. Neptune entered Aries on January 26th, just 5 days earlier. Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, spirituality, and collective consciousness, has been swimming through Pisces for the last 14 years, dissolving boundaries, heightening sensitivity, blurring the lines between material and mystical. Now it's crossed into Aries, the warrior, the pioneer, the initiator. Neptune in Aries is spiritual fire. It's divine rage. It's the dream of the self-actualized individual willing to fight for their vision of a better world. This is the energy that sparks spiritual revolutions, that turns mystics into activists, that weaponizes compassion and courage. With Neptune freshly in Aries while 4 planets converge in Aquarius, the cosmic message is crystal clear. The age of passive spirituality is over. The age of waiting for permission to be yourself is finished. You're being called to become the living embodiment of the future you want to see, to stop talking about change and become the change, to stop hoping someone will save you and realize you're the one you've been waiting for. The Aquarius stellium creates what astrologers call a threshold effect. Imagine reality as a frequency spectrum, with different timelines vibrating at different rates. Most people spend their entire lives oscillating within a narrow band of frequencies. The bandwidth their family accepts, their culture reinforces, their fear allows. The stellium is a cosmic amplifier that suddenly expands your available bandwidth by orders of magnitude. Frequencies you couldn't access last month are now flooding your consciousness. Timelines that seemed impossible yesterday are now knocking on your door. People who would have never noticed you are now magnetically drawn to your field. Opportunities that were invisible are now practically landing in your lap. But here's the thing. You can only hold these higher frequencies if you're willing to let go of the lower ones. Every attachment to who you used to be creates resistance. Every story you tell yourself about your limitations creates static. Every fear-based decision pulls you back into the old bandwidth. The stellium offers you an upgrade, but only if you're willing to delete the old programming. Now, not everyone will feel this equally. While the entire collective is navigating this shift, 3 zodiac signs are positioned to experience the Aquarius stellium as a complete identity reconstruction. If you're Aquarius, Leo, or Scorpio, this message is your cosmic briefing. Aquarius, this is your moment. With the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars all traveling through your sign, you're not just experiencing a transit, you're becoming a living portal. Every conversation you have right now carries frequency transmission. Every choice you make ripples across multiple timelines. Every authentic expression of your truth activates others. You've spent years, maybe your entire life, feeling like you didn't quite fit, like you were speaking a language no one else understood, like you could see possibilities that seemed invisible to everyone around you. The stellium validates everything you've ever known about yourself. It says, you weren't broken, you were early. You weren't strange, you were tuned to frequencies this world is only now beginning to access. Your first house, the house of identity, self-expression, and physical presence, is lit up like a cosmic runway. You may notice yourself speaking with unusual clarity, articulating visions that have lived inside you for years but never found words. Your appearance might be changing, not through effort but through energetic alignment, as your physical form begins to match your internal frequency. People might tell you that you seem different, that something about your energy has shifted, that they can't quite put their finger on it, but you feel more real, more present, more undeniably yourself. This is your authentic self burning through the costume you've been wearing. Mars in your sign gives you courage you didn't know you possessed. Venus makes you magnetic in ways that have nothing to do with conventional beauty and everything to do with frequency match. Mercury opens telepathic channels, allowing you to receive information directly from source consciousness. The sun illuminates your purpose with such intensity that pretending not to know what you're here to do becomes impossible. That with great power comes great responsibility. You're being asked to lead, to pioneer, to show others what's possible when you stop apologizing for your uniqueness and start embodying it fully. This isn't comfortable, revolutionary energy. Never is. You'll lose people who loved the smaller version of you. You'll outgrow spaces that once felt like home. You'll be called weird, too much, too intense by those still operating in the old paradigm. Let them go. Your job isn't to make everyone comfortable. Your job is to be so authentically yourself that you give others permission to do the same. Leo, you're experiencing this stellium through your 7th house, the realm of partnership, committed relationships, contracts, and significant others. The Aquarius energy sits directly opposite your sun sign, creating a cosmic mirror that forces you to see yourself through the reflection of others. Every relationship in your life right now is either upgrading or dissolving. There's no middle ground. The stellium asks, are your partnerships built on authentic connection or codependent patterns? Are you with people who celebrate your light or dim it to feel comfortable? Are your relationships expanding you or confining you? With Pluto having moved through this axis, you've already experienced significant relationship transformations over the past year. People left, dynamics shifted, truths emerged that couldn't be unseen. The stellium intensifies this process, bringing total clarity about who belongs in your next chapter and who was only meant for previous seasons. You may find yourself having conversations you've been avoiding for months, setting boundaries that once felt impossible, or walking away from connections that no longer match your frequency. This isn't cruelty, it's spiritual hygiene. Venus in Aquarius in your 7th house brings unusual people into your orbit, souls who operate outside conventional relationship structures, who value freedom as much as intimacy, who want to build something new rather than replicate something old. If you've been single, prepare for magnetic encounters with people who feel familiar yet completely unlike anyone you've dated before. If you're partnered, expect your relationship to go through a radical evolution, shifting from traditional dynamics to something more experimental, more authentic, more aligned with who you're both becoming, rather than who you used to be. Mars here gives you the courage to ask for what you actually want, to stop settling, to stop performing the role of the perfect partner and start being your real self in relationship. Mercury opens channels of communication that cut through years of unspoken resentment or unexpressed desire, allowing you to finally say the things that have been living in the silence between you. The challenge for Leo is learning that true partnership doesn't diminish your sovereignty, it amplifies it. You don't have to dim your light for someone to love you. You have to find people whose light is bright enough to dance with yours without fear. The stellium is removing everyone who needs you, small and magnetizing souls who challenge you to expand. Scorpio, this transit activates your 4th house, the foundation, the roots, the home, the family, the ancestral lineage, the private self. While others are experiencing this shift in external, visible ways, yours is happening in the underworld of your inner landscape. The Aquarius stellium is revolutionizing your sense of home, both literally and metaphorically. You may be physically relocating, redecorating, changing living situations, or experiencing shifts in family dynamics that force you to redefine what home even means. But more than the external changes, this is about emotional liberation from family patterns, generational trauma, and inherited beliefs about who you're supposed to be. Scorpio, you carry your ancestors in your cells. You inherit not just eye color and bone structure, but emotional patterns, survival strategies, and unresolved karma. The 4th house stellium with Pluto's influence brings all of this to the surface. Old family wounds that have lived in the shadows suddenly demand attention. Secrets emerge, truths surface. Patterns that have repeated for generations become blaringly obvious. And with Neptune now in Aries in your 6th house, you're being asked to develop new daily practices, new routines, new ways of caring for your body and energy that break the cycle. The Aquarius energy in your 4th house says you are not your family's story. You are not defined by where you came from. You have the power to choose what you carry forward and what you leave behind. This is ancestral healing work, the kind that ripples backward and forward through your lineage, freeing not just you, but everyone connected to your bloodline. You may find yourself drawn to somatic practices, trauma release work, or ancestral healing modalities. You may dream of relatives who've passed, receiving messages, guidance, or simply witnessing the completion of their unfinished business through your consciousness. Your home becomes a sanctuary, a temple, a place where you can finally exhale and be completely yourself without performance or protection. Mercury in your 4th house allows you to articulate family dynamics that were previously too painful or complex to name. Venus brings tenderness to the process, softening edges that have been hardened by years of protection. Mars gives you the courage to set boundaries with family members, to say no to gatherings that drain you, to prioritize your peace over other people's expectations. The sun illuminates the foundation you're building for yourself, independent of anyone else's blueprint. This is deep, invisible work. No one will see the internal revolution happening. But by March, when you emerge from this cocoon, your entire energetic foundation will have been reconstructed. The Aquarius stellium doesn't just affect individual lives, it shifts collective consciousness. Aquarius is the sign of humanity, technology, innovation, and social movements. Every time multiple planets cluster here, we see breakthroughs in technology, shifts in social structures, and the emergence of ideas that fundamentally change how humans organize and relate. This is the energy that fueled the American Revolution, the invention of the Internet, the Civil Rights Movement. Every moment in history when the collective said, "We refuse to continue operating this way." With Neptune in Aries adding fire to this revolutionary frequency, expect the next few months to bring rapid social change, technological leaps, and collective awakenings that seemed impossible just weeks ago. On a personal level, you may feel pulled toward community involvement, activism, or contributing to causes larger than your individual life. The stellium asks, what world are you building? Not just for yourself, but for the collective. Not just for this generation, but for those who come after. Your choices right now have ripple effects you can't even comprehend. Physical symptoms are common during intense astrological transits, especially with this much Aquarian energy flooding the collective field. Aquarius rules the nervous system, circulation, and electrical frequencies in the body. You may experience insomnia, particularly waking between 3 and 5 in the morning as your consciousness downloads upgrades while your logical mind rests. You may feel buzzing or tingling in your extremities, especially your hands and feet, as your energetic circuitry expands to hold higher frequencies. You may have sudden temperature fluctuations, feeling intensely hot, then cold as your system recalibrates. Headaches, particularly at the crown and third eye, are common as these chakras activate to receive information from higher dimensions. Exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix signals that your energy body is working overtime processing the shift. These aren't signs that something's wrong. These are signs that something's working. Your physical vessel is upgrading to match your consciousness. Support the process with rest, hydration, grounding practices, and compassion for your human form as it navigates frequencies it wasn't designed for. The next 30 days are critical. The energy intensifies through early February, culminating in the historic Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries on February 20th, which will add even more potency to this already volatile cosmic climate. Between now and then, you're being asked to make radical choices, to stop playing small, to stop waiting for permission, to stop pretending you don't know exactly what your soul is calling you toward. The stellium hands you the keys to timelines you've only dreamed about, but you have to be brave enough to turn the lock. Every day you delay choosing your authentic path. You stay trapped in a reality that no longer fits. Every moment you spend trying to please people who don't understand your frequency, you betray the future version of yourself who's waiting on the other side of your courage. This isn't about being perfect. This is about being real. This is about letting the world see you as you actually are, rather than as you think you should be. Practical guidance for navigating this transit. First, create space for solitude. The downloads coming through require silence to integrate. Turn off notifications, limit social media. Protect your energy field from the chaos and noise of the collective. Second, journal obsessively. Write everything. Your dreams, your visions, your fears, your desires, the strange thoughts that pop into your head at 3 in the morning. These are messages from your higher self. Document them before they evaporate in the daylight of logical thinking. Third, move your body. The electrical charge building in your system needs physical expression. Dance, run, practice yoga, punch a pillow, anything that allows energy to move through you rather than getting stuck. Fourth, expect the unexpected. Aquarius is the planet of sudden changes, plot twists, and events that come out of nowhere. Don't cling to plans. Stay flexible. Trust that whatever happens is redirecting you toward your highest path, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Fifth, connect with like-minded souls. The stellium magnetizes your soul tribe. Pay attention to who shows up. New friendships formed now carry destiny-level significance. This is also a powerful time for manifestation, but not the old paradigm manifestation, where you try to control outcomes and force things into being. Aquarian manifestation is about becoming such a clear frequency match for your desires that they simply appear in your reality without effort. It's about embodying the energy of the life you want, rather than chasing the external markers of it. If you want freedom, start making choices that prioritize freedom now. If you want authentic connection, start being ruthlessly authentic in every interaction. If you want to contribute to collective evolution, start living as the example of the world you want to see. The universe responds to frequency, not words. Your energy is your prayer. And right now, with this stellium amplifying your signal, you're broadcasting louder than ever. Make sure you're sending the message you actually want to receive. The deeper spiritual meaning of this transit goes beyond personal transformation. We're living through the death of an age. The Piscean age, which emphasized hierarchy, religious authority, sacrifice, suffering, and salvation through external saviors, is dissolving. The Aquarian age, which emphasizes individual sovereignty, technological integration, collective consciousness, and humanity as its own salvation, is being born. You're not just changing your life, you're participating in the birthing of a new era of human consciousness. The old world was built on separation, on the belief that you are separate from source, from nature, from each other. The new world being born recognizes that separation was always illusion, that you are source consciousness having a human experience, that there is no them, there is only us experiencing ourselves through infinite perspectives. The stellium on January 31st is one of many initiation points marking this transition. You're being asked to release every belief system, every identity structure, every way of being that was built on the old paradigm. And you're being invited to step into radical responsibility for your role as a conscious creator of the new paradigm. This is the moment your soul marked on your cosmic calendar before you were born. Long before you took your first breath in this body, long before you forgot the vastness of who you truly are, your higher self looked at the timeline of 2026 and circled January 31st in cosmic ink. This is one of those dates that, from the perspective of your higher self, you absolutely could not miss. This was non-negotiable. This was essential. This was the exact moment when everything you came here to do would finally have the energetic support, the cosmic backing, the universal alignment necessary to actually manifest in physical reality. Every experience you've had up until this point has been purposeful preparation. Every relationship that broke you open, that shattered your heart into 1,000 pieces, that left you questioning whether you'd ever be whole again, was teaching you emotional resilience, showing you what you're capable of surviving, revealing the depth of your capacity to feel. Every failure that humbled you, that brought you to your knees, that forced you to confront the gap between who you pretended to be and who you actually were, was stripping away the false identities, dismantling the ego structures, clearing space for your authentic self to emerge. Every success that showed you your power, that proved you could create something from nothing, that demonstrated your ability to manifest when you're aligned, was building your confidence, strengthening your conviction, preparing you to claim even bigger visions without apology or hesitation. Every person who rejected you, every door that slammed in your face, every path that dead-ended when you were certain it was the right direction, all of it was redirecting you away from timelines that would have kept you small, ordinary, contained. Every betrayal that showed you who people really were beneath their masks was teaching you discernment, honing your intuition, training you to trust your inner knowing over external appearances. Every moment of loneliness, isolation, or feeling fundamentally misunderstood was actually protecting your frequency, keeping you separate from energies that would have diluted your signal, preserving your uniqueness until the moment when being different would finally be recognized as your greatest asset rather than your deepest wound. All of it, every single moment of pain and triumph, confusion and clarity, darkness and light, was training for this moment. For the courage it takes to choose authenticity over acceptance, to risk being rejected for who you really are rather than celebrated for who you're pretending to be. For the strength required to stand alone in your truth before the collective catches up, to be the first one to see a new possibility, to hold a vision that makes no sense to anyone else but burns like holy fire in your chest. For the wisdom needed to know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to push and when to surrender, when to fight and when to flow. For the emotional maturity to hold multiple paradoxes simultaneously, to be both human and divine, vulnerable and powerful, soft and fierce, rounded and cosmic all at once. For the vision necessary to build something new while the old world crumbles around you, to keep your eyes fixed on what's emerging rather than what's dissolving, to plant seeds in soil that hasn't fully formed yet, to invest your energy in futures that most people can't even imagine. For the faith required to take action on intuitive guidance that contradicts everything your logical mind believes is possible. For the love deep enough to stay committed to humanity's evolution even when individual humans disappoint you. For the trust necessary to surrender control and let the universe orchestrate timing you could never arrange on your own. You are not here by accident. The exact configuration of planets at your birth, the family you incarnated into, the country and culture and historical moment you arrived in, all of it was precisely calculated by your soul. You are not alive at this time in history by chance. You specifically chose to be here for the great transition, for the death of an age and the birth of a new one, for the collective awakening that's been prophesized for millennia. You are a frequency warrior, an evolutionary agent, a bridge between what was and what's becoming. Your very existence, your willingness to be here during these times, your capacity to hold light while darkness rages, this is your service. This is your medicine. This is your gift to the collective. And the Aquarius Stellium is your cosmic activation ceremony, the moment when everything you've been preparing for finally clicks into place, when the puzzle pieces scattered across your entire life suddenly form a coherent picture, when you finally understand why you had to walk through every fire, climb every mountain, cross every desert to get here. This is your initiation into the next level of your purpose, the unveiling of assignments your soul has been ready for, but your human self needed time to grow into. This is the green light, the cosmic permission slip, the universe saying, "It's time, you're ready, we've got you, now go." So as the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars converge in Aquarius, as Neptune burns through Aries, as the old world dissolves and the new world emerges, remember this: you are not experiencing a breakdown, you are experiencing a breakthrough. You are not losing yourself. You are finding yourself beneath the layers of conditioning, expectation and fear. You are not going crazy. You are coming home to the truth of who you've always been beneath the story of who you thought you had to be. The stellium asks one question: who are you when no one's watching, when no one's judging, when no one benefits from your smallness? Answer that question with your life. If this transmission activated something in your field, leave a like and subscribe, and anchor this frequency by commenting, "I claim this Aquarius upgrade." The portal is open, your timeline is shifting, your future self is waiting. It's time.